Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into something quite atmospheric, a single source called The Vanishing at Blackwood Manor.
Right.
And our goal here isn't just to, retell the spooky story. We want to pull apart the timeline, really pinpoint the key moments that built up to Margaret Holloway's disappearance.
And you really can't understand The Vanishing without understanding the place itself. Blackwood Manor isn't just a setting, it feels like a character, almost an antagonist.
Oh, definitely.
It's been there for centuries, right on the edge of the moors. And the source mentions the local villagers always called it cursed. There's this line about its shadow stretching across the valley like a scar that refused to heal. Just sets a mood, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. And into the scar walks Margaret Holloway. This is autumn, 1974. She's a widow, late 30s, comes into some money.
A modest fortune, the source says.
Yeah, and she specifically buys Blackwood Manor seeking solitude. She wanted quiet to write a book.
Which is just fascinating, isn't it? She wasn't looking to renovate or join a community. She actively chose isolation.
And the locals thought she was either brave or foolish.
Exactly. And in these kinds of narratives, the entity, the place, it seems to wait for that kind of isolation. Like she was stepping away from societal protection right into the manor's grasp.
Okay, so let's track how that isolation gets. Well, violated. The first few weeks apparently were fine, uneventful. She's settling in, writing.
Standard stuff.
But then the disturbances begin. Small things at first, things you might almost ignore in an old house.
And it's interesting how they escalate, moving from things you could rationalize to things you just can't. It starts with sound. That grand clock in the hall.
The one that was long broken.
Yeah, that one. Suddenly starts chiming. Dead on midnight.
Okay. Creepy, but maybe. Maybe the mechanism just jarred loose. You could sort of tell yourself that.
Possibly. And then doors. Doors she knew she'd locked are found open in the morning.
Drafts. Faulty old locks. You're still maybe in the realm of explanation.
You're trying to be rational, right?
Yeah.
But then comes the music. Faint piano music.
Always between dusk and dawn.
And always from the East Wing. Which was supposed to be deserted. That's harder to explain away.
Yeah, that shifts things a bit. But Margaret, she still tries to hold on to logic, right? Drafts, locks. She's resisting.
She is. Until one particular stormy evening, that's when the rationalizations just completely fall apart. She finds physical evidence.
Okay, this is the turning point.
Definitely. Footprints on the dusty marble floor of the music room in that same East Wing.
And the description is so specific, so chilling. Bare feet. Small, like those of a child.
Think about that detail. Not heavy boots of an intruder, but small, bare feet. It immediately brings in this sense of vulnerability, of past tragedy. It connects whatever's happening now to something deeply human and sad that happened before.
It makes it personal somehow.
It does. It grounds the fear. And this is where Margaret's attempt to handle it alone ends. She's unnerved, naturally.
So she calls someone, the village caretaker, Thomas Reed, the guy who represents that local history, that long memory.
Exactly. Reed is like the classic harbinger figure in these stories. He holds the knowledge, the warning, and apparently when Margaret mentioned the East Wing...
His expression darkened.
Right. And he gives her the direct warning. Best stay out of that part of the manor.
And he tells her why. That's where the Blackwoods kept their daughter before the fire.
Boom. There it is. The connection. The footprints, the East Wing. It all snaps into focus with the history of the Blackwood family.
Prominent family, owned the manor until this tragedy back in 1892.
And the tragedy was their young daughter, Eliza. She disappeared, vanished during a stormy night.
Just like the night Margaret saw the footprints, the parallel is right there.
It's uncanny. Eliza's body was never found. They searched, but nothing. The family abandoned the manor shortly after. It's like the template for what's happening to Margaret.
But Margaret, she hears this story, this local legend, and her first reaction.
Dismissal. Village superstition, she calls it. She actually stays away from the East Wing for a few days after talking to Reed.
But the seed's planted, isn't it? She's a writer. She's curious by nature.
That curiosity, it becomes the hook. In these narratives, the warning is given, but the protagonist has to investigate, otherwise the story just stops. The manor, or whatever's in it, seems to rely on that curiosity.
So on the 7th night after finding the footprints, she decides to go into the forbidden corridor.
Armed with just a single candle, which, let's be honest, is practically screaming bad idea in narrative terms.
Oh, absolutely. And the description of her walk down that corridor, it's designed to ramp up the tension, isn't it?
Totally. The air gets colder, heavy with age. The portraits on the wall, their eyes seem to follow her every move. Classic Gothic horror tropes, but effective.
And she reaches the end, the source of the music. The piano, covered in cobwebs, dusty.
And she doesn't just look, she interacts. She reaches out, brushes the keys.
And what happens?
A single note rings out. Just one. The source calls it pure and haunting. It's like she's answered a call or issued an invitation.
And then comes the response. The voice.
Yes. Whispered right behind her. Don't stop playing.
Ugh, that's profoundly unsettling. It's not just a presence, it's an intelligence. It knows she's there, it wants something from her. Collaboration.
That phrase, don't stop playing, it changes everything. It suggests the tragedy, Eliza's story, isn't over. It needs a partner, a duet.
And the immediate result of this interaction.
Chaos. The candle falls, plunges the room into darkness. And that's it. That's the last anyone knows of Margaret Holloway's actions.
Because the next morning, Thomas Reed comes back.
And she's gone. Just vanished. As completely as Eliza Blackwood vanished nearly a century earlier.
Her car's still there.
Car's there, all her belongings, her manuscript for the book she came to write, untouched. She didn't pack up and leave. She was taken. Absorbed.
The solitude she wanted became something else entirely.
Eternal, perhaps. So, the house claims another victim. What happens next?
Well, the estate is sold again, just a few months later.
Which is interesting in itself. Someone else comes along.
And here's maybe the weirdest part. The new owner reports basically nothing. Nothing unusual.
Wait, really? After everything Margaret went through, the house just goes quiet.
Apparently so. Which raises questions, doesn't it?
It really does. Does it mean the haunting was specific to Margaret? Or maybe specific to people seeking that deep, vulnerable solitude she craved? Perhaps the new owner had different intentions, a different energy, wasn't open to it in the same way.
Could be. It suggests the haunting isn't just random noise, it's targeted, selective.
Oh, there was one thing, one detail the new owner did report that proves the echo hasn't entirely faded.
Ah, okay, so it didn't stop completely.
Not completely, just became more subtle. The owner said that sometimes, specifically on stormy nights.
Let me guess. Piano music.
Faint piano music drifting from the east wing. The performance continues even if the audience or the players have changed.
Wow. And the final line about the music is maybe the most haunting part of the whole narrative.
Oh, absolutely. It says the melody would sometimes pause, as if waiting for someone to join in.
As if waiting. It implies Margaret and Eliza aren't just gone, they're held. Their absence is an active part of the manor's atmosphere.
Exactly. And the source makes this explicit. The real story, the legend of Blackwood Manor, it doesn't live in official records, books, or police reports.
I know, it lives in the air, in the quiet of the moors.
Fueled by those echoes of the vanished. It survives because the music is still playing, still waiting. Margaret thought she was buying an old house. Turns out she was stepping into an ongoing, hungry archive, ready to add her story.
So her search for peace to write a book led her straight into becoming a character in the manor's oldest, saddest story.
She became the next verse in the song, essentially. The parallel is stark. Two women, Eliza and Margaret, nearly 100 years apart, both disappearing on stormy nights, both linked to that music room, leaving almost nothing behind.
And maybe that quietness for the new owner is almost more disturbing. Like the house got what it needed. For now.
It suggests a kind of satisfaction, doesn't it? The debt paid, the duet partner found, the house quiescent.
So we're left with this image, the sound, the music that plays, pauses, and waits. What does that tell you about what happened there? What kind of performance is still going on in the East Wing? Is it companionship the manor seeks, or just a captive audience?
A chilling thought to leave you with.
Yeah.
What is that music waiting for? Until next time.